People who have had COVID-19 can get long COVID, even if they had no symptoms or only mild symptoms during the infection. You're more likely to get long COVID if you had to go to the hospital because of COVID-19, if you did not get the COVID vaccine, if you have a disability, or if you have a long-term health condition.
Hello everyone, I'm Sign1News anchor Martha Anger. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment about this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. Forecasters expect the storms causing chaos in the southern plains to shift east this weekend. The storm system brought thunderstorms, reports of tornadoes, damaging wind, and hail to the region Thursday. Like this scene in North Lake, Texas. The National Weather Service has not confirmed a tornado in that area, but some believe a twister may have hit. The National Weather Service is noting at least 5 tornado reports in Texas and 1 in Louisiana. It has also issued a tornado watch for parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee for Friday morning. Experts believe this storm system will cause severe weather in the southeast, the Tennessee, and Ohio River valleys on Friday. They say over 60 million people are under a threat of severe storms. Disgraced former South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh will spend the rest of his life in prison for the murders of his wife, Maggie, and his 22-year-old son, Paul. Murdaugh was sentenced today, Friday, to life without the possibility of parole after a jury found him guilty Thursday night. During Friday's sentencing hearing, Murdaugh proclaimed his innocence, saying he would never hurt his wife or son. Murdaugh took the stand last week in his own defense. He claimed he found the bodies of his wife and son after returning from a brief visit to his sick mother that night. But a video clip recorded by his son placed Murdaugh at the murder site shortly after the killings, before the killings. The jury deliberated for 3 hours before reaching a verdict. The judge's final words were, "You will see Paul and Maggie during the nighttime when you're trying to sleep." Patrick Wojahn, the mayor of College Park, Maryland, has resigned after being arrested on child pornography-related charges. He has served as mayor since 2015. His resignation was official as of yesterday, Thursday. Wojahn was indicted on 56 counts this week. Wojahn's attorney says he is fully cooperating with law enforcement. College Park city officials say they are shocked and disturbed to learn of the news. Mayor Pro Tem Denise Mitchell will lead the city until a special election is held for a new mayor. Reality TV star Tim Norman was sentenced to more than 2 life sentences Thursday for orchestrating the murder of his nephew, Andrew Montgomery Jr. According to court documents, Norman took out a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew in 2014. Montgomery was killed 2 years later. Norman was tried and convicted of murder for hire and other counts. He and his family starred in the reality TV show Welcome to Sweetie Pies, which aired on the Oprah Winfrey Network. 3 other people pleaded guilty to the conspiracy and received shorter prison sentences. Norman testified at his own trial that he was innocent and said the same on social media last week. His attorneys argued against a life sentence, saying he had a troubled childhood and a record of community service. Nearly 200 human rights groups are calling for the United Nations to intervene in the U.S. over its abortion policies. Groups like Amnesty International and the Global Justice Center say women in the U.S. are facing a human rights crisis. That's in response to the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe versus Wade. A letter written to the UN claims about 22 million women of reproductive age are currently living in states where abortion is either not accessible or heavily restricted. The groups are asking the United Nations to intervene to protect the reproductive rights of American women under international law. CNN reached out to the United Nations for comment, but there has been no response yet. Actor Will Smith may be banned from the Oscars, but not from all award ceremonies. He appeared at the African American Film Critics Association Awards Wednesday night. It was the first time he attended an award show after slapping Chris Rock at last year's Oscars. He was there to accept the award for the film Emancipation. The film is about the struggles of a slave named Peter and was made for the Apple Plus streaming service. Smith also won an NAACP Image Best Actor Award for the film last weekend, but he did not attend that ceremony. We've all heard of a rain delay at sports events, right? But have you ever heard of a parrot delay? Well, now you have. Check out this video. A pair of feisty parrots named Tiki and Lilu invaded a college women's softball game in Central Florida. A woman named Megan Brown owns the birds. She said she let them fly free behind the stadium, and usually they always come back. But not this time. 2 birds entertained some people by soaring over the field, but they freaked out others when they swooped down and buzzed a couple of screaming players. Then one of the birds, Tiki, landed on the shoulder of the home plate umpire. He was unfazed. He even pretended to put on his umpire mask as if to resume the game, with the parrot still on his shoulder. Eventually, one of the grounds crew lured Tiki to him and escorted it out. And finally, here are some comments from Sign1News viewers on a couple of stories we shared recently. On Thursday, we shared the story of automaker Ford wanting to patent technology that will enable a car to repossess itself when owners don't pay their bills. The car will slowly start to disengage the GPS, radio, air conditioning, and then eventually drive itself to a tow truck or junkyard. Karen Escorse commented, "Seriously, for Ford vehicles, it can shut down, then go to the junkyard? Oh my God." Lisa M. Squire commented, "I have never heard of a car driving by itself before. It's crazy. It almost blew my mind." Last week, Sign1News anchor Gatry Killings shared the story of Ben the bear, who has escaped from the St. Louis Zoo 3 times. Monique West commented, "Your expression at the 10-minute and 2-second mark had me laughing out loud." Well, let's see the expression. Monique also said, "I'm in St. Louis and my friend's son just got his first job at the zoo. I'm worried." Andean bears, like Ben, are known to be very smart and crafty, so zoo officials will have to figure out how to keep him in his enclosure. Or pay attention to what Ben is clearly trying to say. And that is that he does not want to be caged up and wants to run free. Just saying. Sign1News will be broadcasting updates Monday through Friday. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. And you can also watch on Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku.